Have you noticed a frightening coincidence? At the exact same moment your hairbrush starts filling up with clumps of hair, you find yourself having to loosen your belt another notch? You look in the mirror and see a paradox. Your arms and legs might actually look thinner or weaker. Your hair is thinning out, yet your midsection is getting softer, larger, and harder to hide. Most people treat these as two separate annoyances of getting older. You buy the thickening shampoo for the bathroom, and you try to cut calories in the kitchen, but the science is shouting that this approach is wrong. These are not two separate issues. When they happen together, they are a single flashing red light from your metabolic dashboard. This specific combination, losing structure while gaining belly fat, is the biological signature that your body has switched into a cannibalization mode. Your metabolism has fundamentally shifted how it handles energy. It has decided that your hair follicles and your lean muscle tissue are expensive luxuries it can no longer afford to maintain. So, it is actively stripping them down, chemically dismantling your own structural proteins, and converting them into emergency fuel. But here is the cruel twist. Because your body thinks it is in a crisis, it doesn't burn that fuel for energy. It stores it immediately as visceral fat around your organs. You aren't just gaining weight, you are experiencing a metabolic error where your body is burning its own furniture to heat the house. If you ignore this connection, no amount of biotin shampoo or abdominal crunches will fix it, because you are fighting a chemical signal, not a cosmetic one. We need to find the switch that tells your body the emergency is over. So, who is the saboteur behind this specific pattern of hair loss and belly gain? It is not just stress in the abstract sense. It is a specific biological enzyme called 11-beta-HSD1, combined with a process called gluconeogenesis. Here is exactly what is happening inside you. Imagine your body is a log cabin trapped in a massive blizzard. To keep the fire burning and survive the storm, you should be going out to the shed to get firewood. That represents burning your stored body fat. But when you are chronically stressed, your body panics. It thinks it is too dangerous to go outside to the shed. So instead of burning fat, the workers inside the cabin start ripping up the beautiful hardwood floors and tearing down the walls to throw into the fireplace. This is gluconeogenesis. Your body is literally breaking down the protein structures of your hair follicles and your muscle tissue to convert them into sugar for emergency energy. While this is happening, that 11-beta enzyme is working specifically in your midsection. Think of the fat cells in your belly like magnets. As inactive stress hormones float through your blood, this enzyme grabs them and flips a switch, reactivating them into high-power cortisol right there inside the fat tissue. It creates a local stress factory in your stomach, locking that fat in place, while your arms and legs get thinner from the protein breakdown. At the same time, this chemical storm puts a brake on your hair growth. Research from Harvard has shown that high cortisol blocks the production of a molecule called GAS6. Think of GAS6 as a golden key. Normally, it slots into your hair stem cells and tells them to wake up and build new hair. But when cortisol is high, the key is missing. The stem cells literally go into hibernation. They are alive, but they are asleep. So when your old hair sheds, there is nothing ready to replace it. To fix this, we need a hero that can convince your body the blizzard is over so it stops tearing down the walls. We need a fuel source that bypasses this broken system entirely. That hero is medium-chain triglycerides, specifically C8 MCT oil. Here is why this specific oil is different. When you eat normal fats, like a piece of steak or an avocado, they have to go through a long, slow digestion process in your lymphatic system. It's like driving a heavy truck through a traffic jam. If your metabolism is stressed, that fuel gets stuck. But C8 MCT oil is chemically unique. It skips the traffic. It has a VIP pass to use a biological superhighway called the portal vein. It bypasses digestion and zooms straight to the liver. Within minutes, your liver converts it into ketones, a clean, high-efficiency fuel that goes immediately to the brain. This is the game changer. When your brain senses these ketones, it receives a powerful signal. We have fuel. We are safe. It's like the sun coming out after the blizzard. the panic signal drops, the body stops breaking down your hair and muscle for sugar, and finally, the metabolic lock on your midsection is released. So, how do we practically flip this switch? How do we convince your biology that the blizzard is over so it stops tearing down your hair and muscles? We need to execute a precise metabolic reset. This is not about a crash diet or running a marathon. It is about timing, signaling, and using the right chemical keys to unlock your system. We are going to deploy a 3-step protocol designed to target that HPA axis dysfunction and restart your cellular engines. Step 1 is the circadian reset, and it requires you to break one specific, deeply ingrained habit. You must stop drinking coffee the moment you wake up. I know for many of you that morning cup feels like a lifeline, but biologically it is acting like a cork in a dam. Here is the expanded science. When you sleep, your brain accumulates a chemical called adenosine. Think of it as sleep debris. When you wake up, it takes about 60 to 90 minutes for your body to naturally wash that debris away, and for your cortisol to rise in a healthy, gentle wave. This is your body's natural boot-up sequence. If you hit your system with caffeine immediately, you block the adenosine receptors. You aren't clearing the fatigue, you are just hiding it behind a wall. The adenosine keeps building up behind that wall all day. Then, in the afternoon, the caffeine wears off, the wall breaks, and you crash. Even worse, because you blunted that morning cortisol signal, your body gets confused and releases a stress spike at 3 a.m. instead, waking you up in a panic. The rule is non-negotiable. Hydrate first, move your body, wait 90 minutes, then have your caffeine. This aligns your intake with your biology, preventing the crash and the midnight wake-ups. Step 2 is the safety signal. This is where we use the lazy solution from the research, C8 MCT Oil. Now, you cannot just grab a jar of coconut oil from the grocery store and expect miracles. Coconut oil is mostly lauric acid, which is slow to digest. We need caprylic acid, or C8. This is the specific molecule that acts as the metabolic ghost. It passes right through your stomach, bypasses the lymphatic system, which is often sluggish in stressed individuals, and takes the portal vein expressway directly to your liver. Your protocol is this: right before your first meal, or blended into that delayed coffee, take 1 teaspoon of pure C8 MCT oil. Do not start with a tablespoon, or you will upset your stomach. Start with a teaspoon. Within minutes, this oil is converted into ketones. These ketones rush to your brain and turn the lights on. They send a powerful chemical message to your hypothalamus that says, resources are abundant, we have fuel. This is the moment the magic happens. When the brain feels safe, it turns off the panic alarm. It stops the command to break down your hair protein for sugar. It tells the 11-beta enzyme in your belly to stand down. Step 3 is structural repair. Once you have signaled safety with the oil, you must give your body the bricks to rebuild the house. Your first meal of the day must prioritize high-quality protein. Eggs, grass-fed beef, or wild fish. Remember, your body has been cannibalizing its own structure. You need to flood the system with amino acids to tell those hair stem cells, we have raw materials again. By combining these 3 actions, delaying caffeine to fix the clock, using C8 oil to signal safety, and eating protein to rebuild structure, you are doing more than just losing weight. You are manually overriding the stress response and telling your body it is finally safe to thrive. Now, I know there is a loud voice in the back of your head screaming a warning right now. It is the voice of 30 years of bad nutritional advice telling you, wait, if I have belly fat, surely the last thing I should do is eat a spoonful of pure fat before breakfast. Won't that just clog my arteries and make me heavier? We have to dismantle that myth right here and now. The science is clear. Fat does not make you fat. Insulin and stress make you fat. When you are in that high cortisol survival mode, even a salad can trigger fat storage if your body is panicked enough. By taking that C8 oil, you are not adding calories to your storage, You are providing a fuel that literally cannot be stored as body fat. It burns too fast. You are giving your body the one thing it needs to finally exhale and let go of its emergency reserves. So, what does the future look like if you commit to this protocol? Give this 60 days. The first change you will notice won't be in the mirror. It will be the silence. That frantic, racing heartbeat at 3 a.m. will vanish. You will sleep through the night because your adrenal glands aren't firing false alarms. You will wake up feeling actually rested. Then, around the 4-week mark, look closely at your hairline. Because you have lowered the cortisol shield, that gas-6's molecule we talked about is finally able to do its job. It is turning the key in the ignition of your stem cells. You will start to see those tiny, fly-away baby hairs sprouting up, a sign that the construction crew is back to work. And finally, the belly. As your liver clears out the backlog and your insulin sensitivity returns, that hard, distended look of visceral fat will start to soften. The 11-beta factory will shut down. Your belt will loosen not because you starved yourself, but because you finally convinced your body that it is safe enough to be thin. You are not broken. You were just operating on the wrong signals. Now you have the manual. I want to know which part of this cycle you noticed first in your own body. Was it the 3 a.m. wake-ups, the hair shedding, or the stubborn midsection? Let me know in the comments below, because your experience helps us all decode the science better. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.